in my perception, Swansea isn't as a dangerous place. People may know it's at one point in Croydon, the road I live, there were like 2 crack houses. But anyway, the situation is that we work well with the police, and there isn't that many problems. I have been involved with the students in terms of walkways across Singleton Park and lighting, and with the other universities with underpasses. And it's important that there's engagement between the community and the student community as well as the police, and we have enough police on the beat. And finally, the Tories have already cut the police by 26%, which is 35,000 officers. They hope to cut another 20%, which is another 20,000 officers. And the chief police officer, Britt, has said it will put us at risk, and I think that's quite a lot.
Crime's actually at record low levels in the UK at the moment. I don't think Swansea is a particularly dangerous place. What we're pledging for the next 5 years, if we have an influence over government, is an increase in spending on police. But we also want to put a lot more emphasis on the way we treat criminals. We want to, for example, rather than sending people who are found guilty of taking drugs rather than selling them, but taking drugs, rehabilitation treatment rather than custodial sentences. We want to turn the prisons much more into places that are training people and preparing them for a life after they get out, rather than simply punishing them for what they've done before. We'd like to rethink the whole way the policing system is worked in order to try and continue to reduce crime rates.
I'll disagree with both the Lib Dem and Labour candidates. There is a lot of crime in Swansea. Recently I had my house egged, and I had the sign that was advertising my casualties stolen from my front garden. We've replaced it now, so if you're in here and stole it, please don't nick it again. You may remember, a lot of you may be from Uplands or Brynmill, I stood for a council election in November, and it was a pledge to create a group between PCSOs, students, residents and the council to ensure that the communication between these groups was increased. I'm part of the campaign to increase lighting through Singleton Park, and we don't particularly think that increasing spending on police force is the right path. We want to alleviate a lot of the pressure on police force through street stops being stopped because of the decriminalisation of cannabis policy that you might be seeing on the leaflets in front of you today.
Let's hit the heart of the problem. Capitalism is legalised robbery. There's no getting away from it. It's legalised robbery. It's robbing you of the wealth that you have created, right? And when you talk about security and stability within capitalism, not just in Swansea, look anywhere, and the same picture emerges. Everywhere across the globe, capitalism is shaking in its shoes because it can't control the system. It can't control the greed that's taking place of robbing the planet of the wealth that you have produced. No, it's not just in Swansea. Insecurity, instability, crime, robbery takes place right across the planet, right? And that is down to capitalism. And they are the biggest robbers going.
Under the Conservatives, we've freed up 4.5 million hours of police time. That has given more police on the beat, more chance for them to do what they should do, which is cut crime. I'm really sorry to hear that you feel that Swansea University in particular maybe is suffering, that the students are suffering more from crime and are feeling unsafe. And I would say to you, what do you think we can do about this? What can we do to help? One comment I would make is that I'm slightly surprised at how easy it is to get in and out of this campus. I mean, I could have been anybody, and I bought a drink of park. It's great. Thank you very much.
No. I think, having been both sides of the fence, so to speak, here in Swansea, the unfortunate thing is that there is a bit of a fence. The people of Swansea look upon students as them, and students look upon the people of Swansea to some extent as them. I spent 5 years here as a student, during which time I lived partly in Glanmore Road and then in Croydon. I now live in Hustings. Now, I think one of the main things that we can work towards is to encourage a partnership between the people of the city and the students to stop this divide. This goes for both universities here. Because I'm living in Mount Pleasant, I see a lot of students living around about me, and I'm very conscious of the fact that there is a lot of violence going on. However, it does not help that police budgets are being cut and there are less police on the beat. Now, I know when I was in college, the last thing we ever wanted to see was a policeman, but believe you me, they do good. And as long as we can encourage them to do more, and as long as we can work together as a society, I believe we will help reduce crime.
I was trying to remember how many years ago it was that I was studying here, and I remember probably about 25 years or so ago taking part in an occupation of the Abbey building, because we were demanding that the university took the dangers the students face more seriously, provided proper lighting around the campus at night, provided personal alarms to students who might be out on their own. Like Ashley, I took part in the Uplands by-election last autumn. And one thing that struck me canvassing and going around the streets was how dark a lot of the streets surrounding Singleton Park are. You know, for students going to and from campus at night, it must be quite worrying to be walking up some very dark streets, which aren't helped by very deep council cuts.